Chairman.
Rise with me, and we'll call this meeting to order. Rise with me for the flag salute, and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome everybody on this wonderful Monday. I hope you guys have gotten a lot of your tree limbs and branches taken care of.
I'm going to ask you to table minutes, please.
Okay, item 3 is any citizen desiring to be heard.
I would like to be heard.
Leonard Tucker.
I'm here representing the residents at Canales Oak Valley Addition. Sometime back, Commissioner Pearson asked me if I would again, for the second time, go to the citizens of Canales Oak Valley Addition and raise money to help cover the road. At which time he told me that they would cover 50%. If we would cover 50%, they would supply the trucking, and they would also supply labor to clean out the ditches and the tin horns, and they would spread the rock. At the time, I told them that I didn't want to get involved in it, but later I had the residents come and ask me to, and so I contacted Commissioner Pearson and I set up a meeting for the residents of Oak Valley, Canales Oak Valley Addition, to meet with myself and Commissioner Pearson to discuss the matter. At that time, he again, in front of everyone there, offered the same deal, that if we would pay for 50%, he would pay for 50%, supply all the labor, and get the job done. We worked hard. We raised over $7,500. We put the money up, and Commissioner Pearson accepted the money. It took some time, but he eventually purchased the rock with the money that we had given, and he put rock on. He worked and fixed Red Cedar, and he worked and fixed about half of Oak Valley Drive. He told me that he would try to have the rest of it done by fall. Well, we're in fall now, and on the day before the election, he came out to my property and he reiterated that he wanted to get it finished, that he would try to get it finished whether or not he was to remain in office. But after the election, when I contacted him to discuss it, because he was not reelected, he said, "We don't have the money." And I think that that's irresponsible as far as I'm concerned, because if you're going to commit money, you need to put that money aside and have it, if you take the money from the residents, and not just use it for something else. And so what I'm here doing is I'm representing the residents there, because some of them are talking about filing a lawsuit against the county. I'd rather not do that. I would rather get a commitment from the county to finish the job, and we all part friends instead of having some kind of a contention.
Yeah, I agree. If he told you that, he sure ought to stick to it. So.
We're committed to doing that. It requires time and opportunity. And of course, when we made that statement, that was definitely, what, a year? 6 months before we started moving on that. Mm-hmm. Things happened in between. Time and opportunity has not presented itself. As has always been the case, we go by time and opportunity on these addition roads, and I'm still fully committed to do it. However, I may not be able to because of all the other things that are occurring. That would be then up to the new commissioner as to whether he would accept my commitment.
That's why I'm here.
And he is not here. So, thank you.
I have discussed it with him. He said that he couldn't make a commitment. I asked him what the process was, who you were answerable to, and he said you were answerable to the board. And so that's why I'm here. You are going to be out of office, and I don't think the residents are going to take no for an answer. I think they intend to follow through with getting an attorney and moving forward with that. I would prefer to get this board to make a commitment to get the job done. You promised to do the work. I understand that there's problems maybe with money, but when you accepted our money, you should have set some money aside. You shouldn't just spend the money on other things and tell us that you don't have it. That's not acceptable.
Thank you, Leonard.
There's another problem that goes along with that. In preparation for putting rock on the rest of Oak Valley Drive, what little rock was left on Oak Valley Drive has been plowed under. And now we got a worse condition on the road than we had when we started. Some of the residents are having difficulty getting through because we wind up with ruts down through the road because we don't have sufficient rock on the road to even support the vehicles at this time. So something needs to be done to correct that situation.
And this has always been my argument is, I don't think the Logan County Commissioners ought to accept private roads for county maintenance. We can't take care of the roads we have. And this is exactly why I don't want to accept other roads for our maintenance. But you want to run out and make promises, I think you ought to stick good to it. I mean, you're only good at
That
the
was a
word.
personal commitment, as time and opportunity allow.
There was no
And
statement like
I
that.
did not know about the COVID virus hitting. I didn't know about the economy tanking at the particular time. There was a really great economy going. And I pretty well figured that I would be able to fulfill my commitment to those people. But there's, I mean, I have to have time and opportunity. And if I don't have time and opportunity, I don't see how it can be done unless the next commissioner wants to accept that commitment that I made. So, it is what it is.
It may be what it is, but I agree with Monty. If you made that commitment, you should have done that. When did we accept the $7,500 from the board to do that?
There were probably 4 or 5 times that we accepted bucks from
When did
people.
we accept the $7,500 that this?
It came in increments,
Okay.
and
I had no clue it was going to be as fast as it was.
If I can, if I'm remembering correctly, your checks were Red Cedar and Oak Valley
That's
Home.
correct.
Okay, so it's been an accumulation. I think there's probably been 4 resolutions where we got little increments from that group in the last year and a half.
Okay.
I didn't know this was coming, or I'd have them pulled for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you have an idea of roughly when the last check came in?
Seems to me within the last 2 months we probably did one.
You probably knew about COVID-19 then, didn't you? 2 months ago?
It was a lot earlier than that, I believe.
it was earlier than that.
What has it? We've
We
done
had the
stuff.
full month of January that we couldn't even work on it because of all the rain we were getting. We were getting rain right on up through June of this last year, if you'll remember.
If you let me step out while you all talk, I'll find something.
And it was delay. There you are. Well, we have, I believe, the bucks to do that, but unfortunately, we don't have the time.
Can you not get a contractor to do it? I mean, if you pledge.
Get a contractor to do it?
If you pledge.
If I could get some more money.
Well, you made the pledge. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
we didn't make it for you.
Right.
You done it on your own. You was
Yes.
out there doing whatever you do.
Okay.
To me, if you told a man you're gonna do something, I think you ought to do it.
I am going to do that.
Okay.
You
Assuming
You don't
said
tell
I
me
have
you're
time
2
and
months, how are you
opportunity.
gonna do
Well,
it?
you said it was a personal commitment you made.
Yes.
Okay, so if it was a personal commitment, if you don't have the money in the county, you probably should go dig in your checkbook and figure out how to make it happen. If you're gonna be a man of your word, if you made that commitment to these people, then you should follow through with it.
No, thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Well, I mean, I can't make a pledge for him, so,
Nor can I. I mean,
Nor can I make a pledge for the next commissioner.
I understand that, but what I was trying to find out, I asked the next commissioner coming in, who has authority over and above, who is he accountable to? And that's why I came here. Or is he not accountable to this board? This board can't make a decision?
basically accountable to the voters in that district over there, and 2/3 of them already spoke on the subject. So
I also learned just recently that Simmons Road, east of Douglas, has the same complaint, that there's a person over there has a lawn and garden business, I guess, or some kind of thing. And he made the same commitments to them and never finished theirs either. And so there's a problem here that needs to be corrected. And if the board can't make any corrections, I guess I'm gonna have to ask the residents to start putting up money to go to an attorney. I really don't wanna do that. I really don't wanna do
And
that.
I think it's a shame you have to. Maybe he'll step up and find the money. That's all I can hope for.
No, I'm thinking.
But I apologize on.
We're gonna find out today whether we have the bucks or not, I think, from what I understand from the gentleman from Caterpillar. So we'll see.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to ask the residents to hold off for 30 days to give him some time to see what he can do. And, that's about all I can ask him to do at this time.
All right, thanks for your time. Sorry about that again.
All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
sorry about that.
Well, I
Things
am a
happen.
resident of this county, and I hear about what happens in this county. And so it's the last thing I want to do is file suit against the county that I live in. That is not what I want to do.
I think Troy has some information here.
So, July the 15th, $1,564 donation from Red Bud Lane and Pine Ridge Road Association.
That's different.
That's a different one.
That's finished.
Okay, so maybe I was mixing them. Did he not say Red Bud Lane? Red Cedar, Red
Red
Cedar,
Cedar.
okay.
Red Cedar and Oak Valley.
Okay. I'll have to go back a little further. I was the red. But I'll do that, I'll locate them.
Well, thanks for your time.
Have a good day.
All right. Hey, don't forget your jacket if you're leaving.
All right. Item 4 is tabled. Item 5, receive bi-monthly report of David Ball, Emergency Manager Director.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, David.
Highlights in the last 2 months for your reference.
I'll make a motion we accept the bi-monthly report from David Ball.
I'll second the, your motion with one comment or question.
Yes, sir.
What in the world is the emergency manager of Logan County doing with the homecoming parade?
They were short officers, so I helped them close an intersection, keep an intersection blocked.
Okay. That's all I got. I seconded the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 6, consideration possible action to approve EMPG contract for emergency management.
So this is, you guys had already pre-approved it, this is the very final stage. I emailed it, oh, you printed it, okay. It's just the back page for the highest elected official to sign. I emailed this out Friday for your reference, so. I think we can meet all the requirements with no issue.
Entertain a motion, unless you want to see it.
I'll move with approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 7 is the consideration and possible action to approve final equipment leasing contract default overpayment amount to Caterpillar Financial on road grader SNN number 00123.
Is that the real serial number for that grader?
It is.
It is?
That's interesting. Okay. Just, what a coincidence.
So I guess the question is today, we got an appraisal from
I
Cat.
believe that this gentleman just told me that he came in and he's got the appraisal. I have not seen it or heard about it. No emails.
Thanks, Monty. Appreciate you getting this going for us. Trade-in allowance, $90,000. Is that what you appraised it for?
That's the appraised trade-in value.
Appraised trade-in value.
What we're currently waiting for is the payoff balance from Cat Financial, be the difference of that balance.
Right. So when you say the payoff balance, that's the monthly overpayments that they may have made and the difference between the amortization schedule with the contract. That $300 issue?
No. The $300 is a document fee that Caterpillar charges that really isn't in the issue at all. That's something that Caterpillar, we can work with Caterpillar to waive that.
Sure. It was just an anomaly that was outlined by our district attorney's office. They said there's an anomaly in the two
Yeah,
prices.
we run into a doc fee
Okay.
issue.
Okay, so that's a documentation fee that you would waive?
The 300?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, that's good stuff. Okay,
Buzz McDonald, one cap.
and then, okay. So Buzz, are you gonna speak for Cat on this?
Actually, Howard.
All of it. I mean, Howard Wickersham, I've met you guys, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm familiar, Marlon, with all of the county business, but I really don't have the authority to bind or warrant anything.
Right, I understand.
So maybe Howard.
But yeah, we'll cover the $300 fee. That's
So the overpayments that the district has made since, I think the contract, what is it, 60 months?
yeah.
Expired in August, right? And my understanding is that the district's still been making the monthly payments since then.
Yeah.
So that would be what would come off of.
Cat shows record of termination 8/23, and there was another payment received 9/22. So it'd be one overpayment.
8/23. So there's been one overpayment that you
Correct.
received.
And
Okay.
the payments are what, 16?
I don't know that dollar.
I mean, we should have it.
1606, I think, but don't hold
Yeah,
me to it.
That sounds right.
Okay. So,
Sure took a while.
hang on, this is gonna get over.
So, and the balloon payment is what, 180?
185. So the difference is gonna be 95,000 minus an overpayment, which would be,
Right.
if we think that's 11 or 1606 minus 1606. $93,394.
When you gonna come get it?
Whenever you want us to, yes.
Collecting dust.
So are you currently using the machine?
Oh, no. No, the machine's been brought up to snuff so that we could get maximum value out of it. And it is ready to be returned. It is sitting in our yard.
So you owe 93,000 bucks.
Right.
Wow. You got it?
Yeah. So we got to use it for 7,000. It's all worth it.
All depends on which side of the taxpayer's pocketbook you're sitting on, I guess.
I guess it depends upon the roads. Service to them.
So Mike, one of the things that we need to discuss is which accounts are you gonna pay this out of?
Can we adjourn and I'll let you know?
Well, about adjourning, but did you not think through this before we got here today?
I had no clue this was coming today, so no, sir. I haven't thought about it over the weekend. But I do know we've had it. I've been with Jen, and she says that we have that much. So, but, yeah, if you want me to give you some exact numbers, then I'm gonna have to drop back.
Well, I mean, I know where you can get 50,000, right?
Right?
I mean, out of the general fund, you've been allocated 100. We haven't got yet, but you can only
Okay.
spend half of that.
Right?
So there's 50.
Yep.
So you're gonna need another 43
Yes, sir.
somewhere
Right.
that you
Well,
can-
we've been accumulating bucks. We knew we were gonna need that. We also need it for the 50% of the July 1st income that's gonna be, have to be there on January the 4th.
So
And
my
I'm aware of
point
that.
is that our board really needs to approve the payment because it's an overpayment, it's a contract issue.
Okay,
And we really need to understand where it's coming from
right,
and that sort of thing. So
right.
before you say come and get it, I mean, I don't have a problem with them coming and getting it, but before we write them a check, we need to know that and approve it here.
Well, that's correct.
So our next regular scheduled meeting is the 15th, and I mean, we got an emergency meeting right after this, but that's not on the agenda, for emergency, I guess. But, you know, if you want to adjourn for a few minutes so you can make a couple phone calls, and come back to the board, I'm good with that.
Well, it'd be recess.
Or recess, yeah.
Okay. All right, then we stand in recess. And we'll come back at, what, 9:30? Sound good?
You just need that 8 minutes.
Whatever. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Buzz, what do you think, I mean, trade-in value's 90, what's retail on that?
Money out for hearing aids, I've got one.
can do 15 seconds, or just go ahead and do it.
9:30 is 9:30.
Okay, 9:30 is 9:30. And call this meeting back into session. All right, so we've got 21,000 that we can come up with right now. Sales tax, of course, that would be a DA question, whether you could use it on that. We do not have the appropriations for November yet, but we will have here very shortly. So a lot of it hinges on those numbers too, as to whether we can bring up that 45,000. So we should know something here soon.
So you don't have the money as we speak.
Correct. Unless you want to include sales tax.
I don't think you can do that.
Possibly not.
So tomorrow, you probably will then. If the
Well, we have-
appropriations hit tomorrow, then
We'll know
November.
what our CIRB appropriation will be, and as well as our, of course, our sales tax that doesn't account for this, but we should be able to use the CIRB on that as well.
The third motor vehicle is gonna be, I think it's 21 or 22,000 for each district that'll go on tomorrow,
Okay.
plus the regular highway money. The budget, I'm hoping to have a budget meeting next week. The newspaper only publishing once a week has really drug and caused trouble.
Right.
If we can get a budget meeting next week and get it filed, we will have the budget on before the end, or by the end of the month. The holidays are gonna throw another wrench in that, but by the end of the month. If I can ask the reps from CAT, how soon would we have the documentation of the ballots due? Because we're not gonna be able to write a check without paperwork from you all of what, you know, an invoice type thing. So
I
do we
really
know?
would think in the next day or two. We
Okay.
requested Friday. so.
Okay, if we could get that, then we can work in when we can take care of that. So in all likelihood, based on when we get the invoice, when the budget comes in, I'm saying that we should be able theoretically right now to write the check to CAT December the 15th. You know, we only write checks twice a month. So I would assume that December the 15th, we could write the check to CAT.
Okay. So we've done another appropriation too.
We need to check on it, but I don't know if you would want to, probably don't make a payment in December.
Well, that's been kind of our advice, to quit making payments to start with.
Yeah, there's really no need to make it, it's only
Or
gonna,
in October.
Yeah.
Or November.
if you've not done October, don't do October, so.
I
So,
haven't made that instruction.
Okay.
so the funds, the check will be in December, right? You said
December 15th.
I think December 15th is when we can look at writing a check.
And then, but we will know which accounts specifically by the end of the month, where our board could, so
Oh, yes.
we can put this back on the agenda for the end of the month for approval of the funds, because we need to, like you were saying, we need an invoice.
Mhm.
And so we'd be able to approve that invoice at that time.
I think so, Marvin. Well, for sure, tomorrow we'll know what, I mean, the money goes into accounts tomorrow after the excise board. So we'll have those November allocations. We know that there's money coming from the budget once it's approved, and hopefully we can get that by the end of the month. I think based on what I know, we should be able to have no problem covering this from that. However, if it runs short, then December will have more, the first Tuesday of December will be more allocations. But I think I should be able to have all of that by the end of the month, yes.
So when do we need to put it back on the agenda?
I would suggest the first meeting of December, because the 30th is we write check, you know, we can clear up. I know where all the balances are for the month.
Right.
Going into the first day of December. If you approved it on the first meeting of December for payment December 15th.
Okay. Well, I move that we readdress this on the first meeting of December for action and possible payment to Caterpillar for the return of the grader. If you guys can get us an invoice.
Would that require a vote? Or is that just putting it on the agenda?
He made a motion, I don't know how you all want to handle
Well,
it.
it doesn't matter if we need to make a motion, I just made one. If we don't,
We can table it until.
we'll just put it on the agenda for
Now,
first
table it for the first.
Okay.
But I would think that would,
Very good.
majority of the board to agree to do that.
Hey, thanks for getting them numbers for us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate
Do
it.
appreciate you finally getting
Yeah, it's been a challenge right now with everything getting trade numbers, so we apologize it took so long.
that. No excuse.
Guys, appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you all.
guys.
Take it easy, bud.
See y'all then.
All right, on to number 8.
I have nothing for 8 and 9.
Nothing for 8 and 9. Number 10, consideration possible action on the consent agenda.
I don't have any transfers within this fiscal year. I do have from last fiscal year.
bad the sheriff ain't here for me to go ask a little bit. Commissary funds. He makes more money off that commissary than anybody else.
Now, that's not all profit.
I know, I just.
Not that I'm trying to take up for
That's
him.
the phone call business.
Well, I love donuts. See, that's what I mean. I can't. He ain't here for me to give him the raspberries about Missy's donuts.
And these are blankets.
COVID. Oh, never mind. CARES account. Thank you. I know what that is. Thank you.
That windfall.
And squirreling away.
Yeah, I've got one more round to turn in this weekend. Unless they change something, we'll be done with it.
It's staying about steady, 351,000.
Mhm.
Yeah, the CERB came in, I think each district gets just under 22,000. So it went down just a little
I was
bit.
looking at county highway. Yeah.
That's, I think, on them.
Is it?
Mhm. Look at the bottom where I've written it out. Is that the one that says CERB NB?
Ah, yes.
So see, that's part, that 60,000 is part of the 351.
All I see is highlighted in red up here. That's why I didn't see it. I don't look at red stuff, being an OSU fan. Is that gonna get me in trouble?
Hang on.
Is that it on consent?
It is.
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda items, and Martin finishes these last three items.
For Sean's fire. I will second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 11, any citizens desiring to be heard? Number 12, comments, announcements, questions by the board.
I have none.
I don't think I do.
I don't either. Considering possible action on adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned.